when I do a landscape, I like to put on some tape to separate the sky from the land. That would be my horizon line. So I like to do that first just to get everything in place. And then all I do is I have my primary colors, which is red, yellow, and blue. And then I have a few extras like green and brown and black and white. So if you have your primary colors and green and brown, black and white, then you don't need much of anything else. A lot of colors can confuse you. So all we need in this painting is some blues and greens and lighter browns. So I'll go through that with you. So all you need for brushes, probably a flat brush, a synthetic flat, and a bristle brush. You know, nice bristle brush for your grass. And these are just medium brushes. You have to fit them to your canvas. It's hard to give you the size because the brands all have different sizes. For your sky, you would probably want to make a nice light blue. And you add white to your blue to brighten it up. You can also, I don't like to use the masking fluid to take out the clouds, the white spots, because it is a bit of work and it's hard on your brushes. But what I do is I'll put on my sky first, my light blue sky, whatever color sky you're looking at in your landscape. And you can also leave holes for your clouds instead of using the masking fluid if you like. So what I mean by that, leaving holes for your clouds, is we'll do our sky. We'll just put our paint down, our blue paint, a nice little, whatever color sky you want, and whatever you're working with at the time. And you can look at your painting and see if there's where the clouds are going, and you can leave some holes. I'll show you now. See, as I'm going around, I'm going to leave probably a hole here for some clouds, probably some down here on the bottom, and maybe one up here, just leaving some openings. Okay, so, and that way you'll know where your clouds are going. Now I prefer just to do the whole sky and then fill in the clouds after. So I'll show you both ways to make it easy. So we'll get our sky on there. I'll fill this spot over here. If there's a cloud goes over here, then I can show you how I put the cloud over the sky. And I'm showing you how to leave openings for clouds. So let's say you want one here, so you can leave an opening there. And you can leave some openings here, wherever you think you might want the clouds or whatever the picture shows you. So now you got these openings, see? Good. So it looks kind of, you know, so that way you don't have to use the masking fluid. Now with your brush, it's still dirty. Leave it dirty. Your paint is still wet. If you leave your paint wet, it'll be easier to work with. So just add a bit of white to your brush. And then you can take your brush into those openings and make circles. And that way, see, if you got clouds that are too white, then they'll just look like white spots in your sky. So you need to have some shadows, okay? So shadows. So right now we're creating shapes of clouds. See, there's a shape. A little bit more white for this shape over here. And they don't have to be exactly the same as your picture you're looking at. Just use the picture as a guide. Little circles. So you get these nice soft fluffy clouds. And we'll highlight them after. But right now you're just trying to get shapes. See, isn't that nice? Okay. Good. So a bit of white on your dirty brush. And we'll say we'll do this one here. So that's your opening. You start in there and go around circles, 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 and you're getting blue, a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. So this is your shadow. There we go. And then there's one down here. Whatever's left over on your brush, just continue on. And circle, circle, circle. Circle, circle. So all these white openings, you just go around in circles. See? Now we'll go and finish up that center one there. So if you want, make sure you get your shape. If it's too much close to the color of the sky, just put in darker blue, because we're going to lighten it up in a minute. Or a lighter blue. Darker or lighter. Okay, I don't want to confuse you, so I'm going to try and stick to the plan. Alright, so now we got the shapes of our clouds. So we'll just lighten that one up here in the center, because I probably should have went light instead of dark. Sorry about that. So go lighter. Alright, there we go. But still the blue and white in order to be able to see your clouds. Just little circles, see? And I'm looking at the picture and I'm just getting some ideas. Because it's your painting, you don't have to go exactly by the picture. It's almost impossible to recreate a picture exactly the same. You know, if you want to do that, just take a print off your printer. But you want to create your own painting. You want to create something that you made yourself. And have fun with it, so you're not struggling. So now what we're going to do is add a little more white. So I'm going to change to a bristle brush. You don't have to, but if you're, I find that the bristle will make the highlights a little stronger, and because the softer brush, the synthetic brush, is so smooth that I can't get the whites to pop out. So just try different brushes. Don't worry, whatever works for you. If you mess this up, you just go back with your blue again, your blue sky, and then put your clouds in again. So not to worry. So here we got a cloud right here. So let's just take the very top of that, the corner of your brush, and make these little circles right on the top. See that? See, just these little circles right on the top. So white paint just on the top only. Okay. Now you might want to wait for your paint to dry if you want to even brighter. So we'll just do that, just there. And we'll do another one wherever we think we need highlights the most. A little one here. Little circles on the corner of your brush, see? And then there's I'm going to clean off my brush, and I'm going to have as much white this time because I don't want all the clouds to be totally white, you know, totally standing out too much. Some standing out more than others. So just on the very top of the cloud that you made, just make these little circles and start moving it around. Just little circles and moving around. Okay, there we go. Just move around gently. Not to worry. And there's another one maybe over here. Gently, on the very top, little circles. And just move it around. Good. Make any adjustments you think you need. Just a couple down here, a couple little clouds. Just use what's on your brush. Just use that, because you don't need too much when you want a more faded out. If you've got any faded out clouds, then you can just leave them faded in the background, or use some leftover paint on your brush so there's not too much. Now just make little circles and play around. And go back to this one here and go underneath what you just did and move it around so that it blends in with the rest of your sky. See that? Good. That's it. Little circles. You do circles, you should be pretty safe to say you're going to get some pretty nice clouds. Okay, so that's all you need there. If you want any more highlights, just pick up a little bit more white and go at the very top of your very top and just move it around. Little circles. Okay, you can leave that as it is for now, and then if you want to go back and do more highlighting, you can do that when it's dry. Now over here on top of the horizon, there's probably a few little trees. So I'm going to make really dark green by adding green. You can use sap green, that's really dark. And I'm going to, because mine is not really dark, I'm going to add a bit of blue to darken it up. or you can also use a bit of black. So anything to make a really dark green. So sap green should do it, or a green, whatever green you have there, and adding, tapping into the black and green. Don't mix it just pure black. Just, and these little, I got a nice flat synthetic brush, and I'm just going to use that to put these little trees right up over my tape. See, the tape helps you keep things in place. If you don't use the tape, it's okay, but you just have to work a little harder to get it the way you want it. Okay, so these trees probably come over here somewhere. And if you have to make adjustments, you can do that too. We'll just leave that like that, and we'll take our tape off. Come on. There we go. So now you have your sky and your few little trees in the background there. Now what else we gotta do? Let's see. Let's look at a picture and see. Now it looks like we have a bit of a road going from here. So we'll draw out the road so we can figure out where everything goes. So maybe the road ends maybe somewhere around here. And so just, even if you can't figure out where everything goes right away, just put something in there so you'll have some idea where things are going. So it looks like something like this. I'm just using some brown or any color you want on my chiseled edge synthetic brush, and let's see, and then you got a road coming out here somehow. There we go. Just something, lay it down just so you can see where things are going. And it looks like some of this land might go across. So like I say, you just make it so that you can see where things are going. Good. Just get it all in place first, and then we can paint around that too. Now we have some trees and things going on a piece of land. You can do your land first and then go back and put the trees over your land. So if you got some land back here, we can probably just put a little line across there so we know where we need to begin. Now, we got some colors going on that we may want to use. Let's see. If you have some colors, a lighter green back here, you just use your flat synthetic brush and put a bit of white and green together instead of yellow. Let's just go with white and green for back, maybe back here. And just put that on just like that. That's simple. Okay. Just a nice smooth finish. Now you have it drawn out. It'll help you know where to put everything. And sometimes I talk about 3 values, so we will be adding some extra colors to all of this in order to make it more realistic. So we'll just get this on first. You just want to get your basics on first and not worry about any values, nothing. Just to get the shapes and layout and then the colors. Shapes, layout, and colors. So you just keep putting that on until you're happy with the layout and the color. So that's that much done. So you want to draw out anything else that needs to go there before you continue on. You just draw that out. Good. Just get the shapes down the best way you can. So now, if you need more yellowy green, you can take your green and you can add yellow to lighten it up. So you got a yellowy green. Hard to see it there. So we got a yellowy green over there. You're going to need some yellow. So let's go with some green. You can also add a little bit of brown if you like. Just experiment with your colors. And white might do it. As long as it's on the green side with a bit of yellow. The colors may not be exactly the same as your reference photo, but try not to get caught up in getting it too close to the reference photo, because you'll get frustrated. So we need more white to lighten it up. So let's see what that looks like. It may not be exactly the same, but we can always work on it and change it. So something like the other one over there. So we may need to change it up a little bit. Let's just get something on here. There we go. So get that little hill there. Good. So the main thing is to get something on there first so you get started. Okay. And like I said, don't worry about it being exactly the same as what is in the picture, because you'll get very, very frustrated and end up thinking you can't do it, but you really can. You just have to figure things out. And figuring things out can be long and tedious. And sometimes you probably do some paintings that are a lot easier than others. They're a lot easier to figure out. And I think you'll figure it out easier if you just put on your own colors. So if you got a darker green here, you just go with a dark green. So the same dark green, except without the white this time. So nice dark green color, probably sap green or whatever green you have there with some blue or black added to it to really make it nice and dark green. Alright, so then we'll put our dark green on here. Oops. Oops. I'm just using the same brush. Okay. Good. Just fill that in with your dark green. See, right now you're just putting basic colors on, so it looks pretty flat. So now when you put your highlights on and smaller details, it'll bring it to life. Alright. So the road is here, and the road has got a lighter, may have a lighter color or has a lighter color. So I'm just putting brown and I'm adding white for now. This is just our base color, okay? So just put that on there. See? Not worried about shadows, nothing right now. Just putting on our road. There we go. Good. See, and then we just have our road. That way, if we don't like the shape of our road, we can always change it once you put the base colors on. See? Good. So we have some more greens over here, which are lights and darks. So let's just put some green on there. It's okay that we don't have anything mixed in yet. We're just putting everything in place like a puzzle, isn't it? Put all these pieces together like a puzzle. Alright, so just get that green on there. I'm not doing anything that's complicated. I'm just putting on colors right now. Just colors. Just something to help us get the shapes, figure where things go. And I'm just haphazardly putting it on, as you can see. I'm not doing anything fancy. Alright. Now. Good. So that let's just put on that green. So at least we got a base now for that. So now we know where everything goes. See? Now we have our sky and our land, and we're going to put some trees in there. So there may be some trees over here, so we'll just get a piece of land for them to sit on. So I'm just going to use black and a bit of green, a bit of, you can add brown, you don't have to. Just any dark colors, okay? Just any dark colors. And then just put a place where you want to sit the trees. So maybe here somewhere. Okay, there's a piece of land, you can make it bigger. We just want somewhere to place our trees. There we go. And with the same colors, I'm just using my synthetic brush, same one again. And I'm just going to put a bunch of tap, 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 tap. Something that looks like trees. So we just tap on something here just to give it an idea that it might be trees back here. See? That's that. And the same colors again, same brush. Maybe there are some trees here. Tap, tap, tap. Just tap on some shapes of trees. There's a tree here, maybe a few little trees back here. And then just back here. Almost like they're going up over a hill and down over a hill, sort of. So it looks like to me. And we got some more trees on the other side. Somewhere around here, there's some more trees. Alright. Sometimes it's hard to follow the pictures because I don't know, just hard to follow the pictures and you don't know where everything goes when you look at it. Okay, we'll just leave that there. Good. Now back here, now we're going to try and add some values to our colors in order to help it come alive. Now we almost have a medium green here, so it needs shadows. So that'll be one. Now we'll put a second one in. So they don't have the exact order, as long as that you have dark, medium, and light. So dark, medium, light, the same color even. So let's say we got some shadows going on here. So we just work in a few shadows. There we go. Just a few little shadows in the grass way back there. That's all. See, and then you can see some of the light are coming through. You can clean off your brush. Now you might have to do this a couple of times in order to get it the way you want it. So I'm going to go back over it again so that the shadows are not just sticking out. I'm going to sort of blend it in a little bit with what I just did. See, that gives a much better look to it. So that was just the green color we used on that, and plus I left it darker instead of adding more white. So now if you want to add your third value, a little bit of light areas, you can probably add a little bit of light. You don't need very much. Just a little bit of light on your chiseled edge brush, synthetic. Now that's all. See, then you got your three values and it looks better already. You can also clean up this in here. We'll go back to that in a little while. Alright, because I don't want to fix that until I'm ready. So we have this over here. It's kind of a yellowy green color, and we need some kind of shadows. It's already got a bit of shadow in it. If you want to leave that as shadows, then what we can do is add a lighter color, which is a light yellow and green. And let's see, to make it brighter again, let's add yellow and green together and some white. The white will brighten it up. So Just try that. So we already got like a medium color here and a few darks. Now I just want to see if we can lighten it up a little bit. Let me see. Just in certain spots under the trees there. Alright, and then back here. And just bring on a little bit. And go with the lay of the land. Okay. I'm just coming towards the trees here. And I'm coming towards, I'm clean up that edge here. Like I say, you might need to do it a few times to get what you're looking for. I'm definitely not going to be using exactly the same colors. I'm just going to go what I feel looks good. So the lay of the land is probably just going flat. So I am adding a little bit of a lighter shade on top of what we just did. Good. And just put that on there. So you almost got two colors there now. We still have to make more. So it looks like we have some medium and a light value. So we got a medium and light colors on your grass there. We may have to add some more shadows. So I just got, now if I lost, or if you keep doing this and you end up losing, say you're darker, you put too much light on, you end up losing your darker, just the darker green, just put in more green than yellow, and then put that back in there. So you may need to go back 2 or 3 times to get the colors that you're looking for. Okay, and then we will add maybe, I don't know, a little bit of brown maybe. You can experiment with your colors. Don't think it all has to be, you know, has to be the certain colors. It can be whatever you can put together to make it look. Now there is color theory, but sometimes you just have to play with your colors until you're happy with them. I'm going to add a little bit of brown. So like I said, I'm experimenting. I'm adding a little bit of brown to my green to get some shadows in here. See? So my green is my base color. Green and yellow. And I'm just pulling in some shadows from the edge where I think there might be. Seems like there might be some over here. See? Good. Maybe there's a bit of a shadow coming out through there. Alright. And that will help. See how I got 3 colors on there? Dark, medium, and light. And that sort of makes it more realistic looking. See? Now sometimes the picture that your reference picture that you're working from may not be that great of a picture. So if you have a hard time seeing things in the picture, if you have it on your computer, you can zoom in on different parts so you can see what's going on in the picture. And sometimes it's just still not that great. It could be blurry parts. So you have to fill in for those parts because you can't see everything. This time I'm going to get my bristle brush and I am going to work on this right here, and I need my bristle because the grasses are more textured. So I'm going to tap into some green, could be sap green, whatever, and some yellow, and just tapping. I'm not mixing the colors together, okay? I'm just tap, 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 tapping for now. And then I'm just going to tap on those colors. Tap. See? And see how it just makes texture, and it the 2 colors come through. Good. So tap on those. You could also add some yellow and some white. Maybe we'll add some white and some of that green color, some white. Make sure it's not too bright. So we're just moving around the painting just to get an idea where everything goes, that's all. So the colors are a bit too green, but we will change that up after. I just want to get something here to say, because if you're not sure where to go with it or what colors to use, you're not sure where to start or how to, just put something on there, anything at all. And once you get everything in place and you get your base colors on and you're happy with what you see that much, then you go back in and you make your adjustments. Okay, so we got different colors going on in this bit of grass. Just add a little bit of brown that time, just experimenting, to my green and my white. And it's definitely not going to be the same as the picture, but the reference photo helps me put things in place. I might even add an extra tree or something. You know, I might even add anything. You can add an old barn in the back there somewhere. You know, you could add birds in the sky to make it even more interesting. So you get some green down here, darker green, as you could see. Darker green. So just tap, 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 tap into what you did. Just use all these different colors. See, and that helps, see all the different colors that you're putting in there helps it bring it out more. Some yellows and browns. You can tap over what you just did if you don't, if you want to get the colors to sort of just tap over it so it's not brown there and red there and green there and yellow there, so that it all blends in together. But if you tap, you'll be able to keep your colors. Just tap gently. Okay, so we'll add more to that now in a minute. I'm going to keep using my bristle brush. I want to add some more trees right here. So I'm going to go with my dark green, that's blue or black and green or blue and green. I want to see if I can shape up some of the trees. Just gonna tap these on here just to see if I can get them to look a little bit normal. And I'm going to tap on these again, see if I can shape them up and make them a little bigger. Just tap, tap, tap. Add more green and black. Get up and down. I think I should be okay there. Good. A little more in here just to shape them up a bit better. There we go. So now we're getting, because we're adding all those different colors, starting to come around. So here we have some nice dark greens going on. So go into your sap green or your dark green with, you know, green, a bit of black added to it, a bit of blue to darken it up. And just tap that on there. We're going to use the same brush, the bristle brush this time, because that will give you texture. And just tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap. There we go. Good. Add a little bit of yellow to your brush so we can get a little bit of yellows going on down here. good. We'll be highlighting more again now. So this part here, we already added a couple of values of color, which is the dark and the medium green. So let's go back into probably just some yellow for now and see what we can come up with. If your paint is still wet, it'll blend in with your paint and it makes it look really nice. If it dried, then you might have to go with a darker green. So I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Let's see. If you put something on and you're not happy with it, just go back over it with some green. I'm not quite happy with that, so I'll go back in and go over that with my green, with my original green, say the sap green. And because I put that on and it's light, that will stay a bit light, but it will fade it down a bit. So like I say, you may have to go over an area 2 or 3, 4 times before you get it to work the way you want it to work, okay? So don't go thinking you just put on one green and it's done. You got tons of things to do. Tons. So now we got the mediums, we got darks, and we got lights, but I want to get more shadow color in there. I want to go darker green again. So you can go back and forth with your darks, mediums, and lights. I'm just adding a few little darker greens in between what I just did. See? I'll probably come back and add some more highlights to that. So starting to shape up. So back to the road, I think I'm going to go back to my, so go back and forth between the synthetic brush and the bristles. So think of only when you need the bristles when you're tapping. That'll be easier for you to remember. And then when you're just making smooth lines, just think of the synthetic brush or nylon or whatever brush you have there. See the shine on it? So that's the kind of bristles. They're not bristles. They're nylon or synthetic. It could be different kinds, but as long as it's not bristles, they're soft. And chiseled edge is nice because you can do all kinds of things with that. So for the road, I'm going to go back to my brown and my white. Get a really nice bright color. And I am going to put that on this again. Okay. Go around that corner. Put that on there. You may need to bring those trees over a little bit. This is where you have to figure things out. You know, if you can't understand what the picture is telling you, then maybe you can make the road go all the way down here, as if it's going down between those two trees. Sometimes it's hard to tell. So I'm just going to make it up as I go along. So, put your road in, nice and bright. There we go, nice. So I just put brown and white together. A nice bright beige color, cream color. And I'm just putting that over what I already did, I know. But I had to put that on there to get something so I know what colors I need. So you don't really have to know theory. You just need to look at the colors and think, what would look nice on that road or that grass? It doesn't have to be it doesn't be exactly the same. That grass is close to a green or a cream color or yellows, you know, just as long as you got 3 dark, medium, light colors on there, you should be okay. So when I talk to you about values, I mean dark, medium, and light. See? All into one area. Now, it looks like we have a bit of a shadow in the middle of this road. There might be, let's see, I don't want too much paint on my brush. I just put brown on there, on my dirty brush, so you don't need to clean it off. And I'm going to go back and forth like this, as if there's a shadow going on here. Let that fizzle out there, but I'm not sure. Might have to go back over it. But I'm going to put that on there now for now, and I'm going to stay horizontal. Okay. Put a little bit of a shadow here. Here we go. Good. Just going to stay horizontal and come over with these lines. Short, quick strokes. And let it fade out as we come along the end here, but whatever's left over on your brush, you can put that on there. Good. That looks better. Maybe a little bit of shadows down here. Just pulling some shadows through the road. Maybe a little bit along here, just a tiny bit on your chiseled edge. All these little tiny things, little tiny details will bring it out, make it look really nice. Okay. So we got two colors, right? Two values. We got the medium and dark and medium. Now let's go with a light. So let's put white on our brush. The brush can be dirty. Just put a few little highlights of light, because like I said, once you get your three values on there, it'll look more realistic. So just put little bits of light on top here. I don't know, I'm just sort of making it up as I go along, so this is what I think you should do. If you just take control, then you will be able to decide what you want, not what the picture is telling you to do. So there you have more fun with it, you know. Putting a bit of white here, a little line here. All right. See? A little bit of white on there. Helps bring it out a bit more. Good. Now go back to your bristle brush, because we're going to do a little bit of tapping on top of those trees here, just to add a little tiny bit of yellow on top of your dark green. We don't want too much because we already have the darks. There should be a little bit of medium in there. Now we just want some highlights on those trees to bring them out. So a bit of yellow on your darker green so that it's not too bright. I'm hoping that's not too bright. I might add a little more dark green. So think about what you're doing. So let's try to make these look like trees. So on the very top of that tree there, so maybe the sun is shining. Let's see, where would the sun shine on this, I wonder? I don't know, let's make it up. Let's say it's coming from the right. It's coming from the right. Well, it probably should shine down on the edge of these trees here, just a little bit. Okay, we'll just sort of tap on a few to give it a tree look. Don't need much. Just to get another value. Whenever I talk about value, all I mean is that you put another color on what you just made. Alright, just another medium, dark, or light color on what you did. So if you don't have any lights, put some lights on. So we're just trying to get something that looks something like trees. We're just going to tap those little highlights on there, see? And we'll do this one. I'm not using very much paint, actually. I'm using whatever's left over on my brush right now. Just at the very tip, the very tops, okay? And then I'm just moving it around a little bit. Just tap, tap, tap. And leaving the darks down underneath, okay? That's what I am doing. But as you can see, that painting has more interest because of the different shades of colors that are going on there. And you can do lots more with it. You could put a big tree here if you wanted to. You can put pebbles in the walkway, in the roadway. You can add more highlights. You can add birds in the sky. You can adjust your clouds. But if you're happy with what you see, then you can leave it alone and move on to another painting. So I hope that helps. Just think about putting on all your shapes first, like we went through, and then your 3 values of color, which is what I'm saying, just 3 values, just dark, medium, and light. And they can go on, the darks can go on first or second, you know. Just follow what I did, and hopefully that will help you. If you can't see the picture, you may have to make up which way the road goes if you're not really sure where it's going or what way the trees are. You just sort of adjust them to your own, what you're happy with, okay? So happy painting, and enjoy and have fun. Bye.